Coming up, we're going to be discussing the new Han Solo movie.
I've got a really good feeling about this.
I know.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Eye to Eye Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Jessica.
Tonight we're going to be discussing Solo, a Star Wars story, the origin story of Han Solo. How many times can I say solo in one sentence? Solo, solo, solo.
Well, as you can tell, we are on the road.
Yeah,
we are not in our home. So it's a little different today, but same story. Still going to discuss Han Solo.
We apologize for different audio, visual quality in this video, but we wanted to get this out as soon as possible to obviously capitalize off the popularity of Solo.
But let's be real, more so I don't forget.
That's honestly the complete truth of that, because Jessica will forget it. She's probably forgotten everything about Solo already.
We probably should have recorded this in the car leaving the movie theater.
It's not incorrect. I really do think we should have. But, I mean, let's get right into it.
Okay.
What do you think about, what's the first thing you think about this Solo movie?
So,
by the way, hold on, spoilers. Spoiler alert, do not watch past this point if you do not want to hear anything spoilerish about Solo. By the way, in case you hadn't figured out, Han Solo lives. Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know that going into the movie. Let's talk about Qi'ra, Han's companion, the girl that he escapes from the beginning of the movie with.
Okay.
And then she goes on and she goes to the dark side.
Well, you think she does.
She clearly goes to the dark side because she is working for Crimson Dawn.
AKA, big spoiler here,
Darth Maul. Which was very interesting.
I didn't think we were going to talk about this right at the start, but we can go ahead and do it because that...
Well, that's what you asked what I remembered.
That's
what I remembered. So, here, I was just confused as to how... So, she gets captured in the beginning of the movie, and I assumed that they were just going to kill her. But instead, they used her almost like, a spy, and then they keep her as one of their people, and then she starts working for the dark side, but she kind of helps Han a little bit on the light side. Even though I guess he's not on the light side yet because it hasn't been created, but it's starting to be created. So there was a lot of confusion with that.
Well, what's going on is there's about 3 different factions here, at least that we think about. So you've got, obviously, the Empire that has just come in. This is right after, slightly after Revenge of the Sith. So, the Emperor's taken over. The third one, where Darth Vader was created.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. She just now realized it.
I thought this was the first of the first.
No,
I thought this was before Phantom Menace.
No, this is 10 years before A New Hope, the original Star Wars. So that's when this is set before. So this is before Rogue One, 10 years before that. They've done what they've done.
I am so confused and I need a timeline.
What?
I'm more confused than I thought I was.
What they've done is set themselves up, I think, this is kind of stepping out here a little bit, to set up for potential sequels to this with Solo, which I think could be really fun, based on what we're going to say about what we think about the movie here. But, so 10 years before A New Hope, we're seeing Solo's story, and, he's got Qi'ra, who's his significant other, which, how weird is it to see him with someone else besides Leia?
I know.
But he's Han Solo, so I guess...
He has to have a past.
Yeah, he does, but it's just... To me, it's like, it took me a while. I was like, ooh, you're supposed to be with that other person.
But he doesn't even know that other person. And the whole character of Han is that he's narcissistic, he's good looking, he's a little arrogant.
Yeah.
So it just worked that, of course, he would have a girlfriend. And I'm honestly shocked that he only had one in the movie. Like, I thought, I'm just being serious. I thought once Qi'ra got captured that he'd be like, forget her.
Well,
move on.
I'll give it to his credit. As much as he is a player and, a ladies' man and all that, he was determined to get back to Qi'ra. So that was the whole premise behind this, is he's getting back to her. So with the 3 different factions, crime syndicates, the Empire, and technically the rebellion kind of starting up, Crimson Dawn is one of these crime syndicates, and Qi'ra is now, I guess, I don't want to say it's like a life debt, or she's like forced into servitude.
I think she's forced because she was captured.
But at the end, we see Qi'ra choosing to leave Han. Now, I granted, they may have something on her. Yes, they may have something on her, have something
that... She did not have a choice.
But I got the impression that she chose more than anything.
I don't think she chose. I'm going to disagree with you on that. She had that mark, the brand on her wrist.
Right.
If she had gone with Han, Crimson Dawn, a.k.a. Darth Maul,
Okay.
would have been after her immediately and she would have died. This at least gives her a chance to live. I don't know why you would want to live, but she's gone to the dark side. She is like Anakin. She is now...
But if she didn't have a choice, though, then she hasn't gone to the dark side.
She
may be working for the dark side.
I see what your point is, and I probably made that confusing. I think she had a choice in that, yeah, she could have left and gone with Han, but the choice was no choice because she either leaves and goes with Han and is immediately killed because I think that's a tracker.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Oh.
And
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she would be deader than a doornail in 2 seconds, which I don't really understand that phrase, but anyway. So, it's either go with Han and die immediately and Han dies, or stay with the dark side and Han gets to live. So I think she chose love and she chose to let Han live. So,
part of Crimson Dawn, we learned, the big moment, I think the moment that everyone was talking about from this is that Darth Maul is revealed as the head of that crime syndicate called Crimson Dawn.
Right.
What was your reaction? Because did you see my face?
Yeah, well, no, because I was watching the movie, but I heard your face.
You heard my face?
Because you're like,
that was the first time in a long time that I have been just, like, if you haven't seen our Infinity War trailer, you go see that. Obviously, there was a lot of those type of moments in there, but we were all expecting surprising things in that. This one, I was just like,
it was intense.
Mind blown.
And it was literally 3 minutes before the movie ended.
Yeah.
It was really, really close to the movie ending, and you're like...
They did a great job of hiding that. And I was already really liking this movie leading up to that moment, but when they brought in a part of the Star Wars story that they have never, ever, delved into that much, aside from, spoiler alert for episode 1, killing Darth Maul in that one, or at least we thought. You don't remember he got cut in half by Obi-Wan?
I've got to rewatch these movies.
So that was the biggest surprise for me. That was the icing on the cake for all of this. What did you think about Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo?
Who? What
Alden
words?
Ehrenreich as Han Solo.
Oh my gosh. I thought he was perfect.
Yeah.
I forgot that it was a different character. I mean, I'm just an idiot than the Han Solo that we see in the later movies because it just melded so well together. It just felt fluid. This is exactly how Han would act. And looks, everything. I mean, I just thought it was perfect. The acting was great. The script writing was great.
I thought that he did a good job of evoking Han Solo without being Han Solo, if that made sense. Because I felt like if Alden tried to be Han Solo, he tried to be Harrison Ford,
too hard.
It would be obvious. I forgot that he was trying to be Han Solo, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It flowed well. I really appreciated what he did with the character. And there were moments where, when you stare straight at him, he's not Harrison Ford.
Oh, of course
But when
not.
He's in the shadows, kind of in the background of what's going on in the image, I'm like, yeah, that's Harrison Ford. I can see it.
I never got the feel that he looked like him so much.
Yeah.
It was just his attitude, his portrayal of the character was so good to me that I forgot that they don't look alike.
And I think
they look similar.
I think one of my favorite things in the characterization that fits for Alden is when Kira says to him, I know exactly what you are. I'm probably the only one in the galaxy that knows exactly what you are. You're the good guy. He wants to be the bad guy. He wants to have this persona. And I think that's all we've kind of known of Han, is that he was the bad guy who turned good.
Right.
We've never known that he was actually always technically a good guy who had a rough past, but he wants to be something that he's not. He is the good guy, which I think is a great characterization for the Han Solo character overall. What else pops out to you from this?
Well, I was loving getting to know Han more. But now I want a movie that's Han in his infancy and seeing how did he get
Baby
on that
Han?
path?
This movie wasn't all just about Han. There are a lot of other great characters in this. Supporting characters. One of those obviously is
Chewie.
That used to be a deal.
That was great.
No, that actually is not my best one. I used to be able to do it a lot better when I had my tonsils in, because I don't know, it was more. I don't know, it was weird.
That's dramatic, but I thought that was really good.
What did you think about Chewie in this movie?
Oh my gosh. I was shocked. And you knew this from the beginning, that you knew that he was the beast when Han got thrown into that pit. I was dumb and didn't realize that's who it was going to be. And here comes this giant Bigfoot looking character covered in mud. And it was Chewie. And we were all so excited. And
they didn't really. Here's my one gripe, is they didn't clearly define when Chewie accepted that he had a life debt for Han.
That was really confusing. And honestly, if you hadn't whispered to me, Chewie has to follow Han because of the life debt, I would have thought Chewie just doesn't care about his family and is leaving all the other Wookiees.
From the original line of thinking, like from the books that used to be part of canon thing, they explained that Wookiees, when they're saved by someone, their life, they have a life debt to that person and they have to stay with them throughout their entire life, which is why you see Chewie throughout the whole story. Or he maybe he fulfilled the life debt, maybe saved his life at another time, chose to because they're such good friends. But at this moment, that's why you saw that. And they never really said that or explained, but you saw Chewie continuing to choose instead of like when they were starting the rebellion on Kessel, that he chose to stay with Han and help him finish the job and all that kind of thing. So I think they didn't explain it, but you saw elements of it. Did you know that there was a new actor doing Chewie in there?
No, which makes sense. I mean, this is 50 years basically.
Well, Peter Mayhew is the original Chewie, and he is excellent at it, but he is very old, and he's got some health issues now. I cannot pronounce the gentleman's name, but I thought he did an excellent job.
I saw a picture of him.
Yeah.
He's huge.
It's like Jonas something. I can't pronounce it.
Is he like Swedish?
I guess. He's very tall, obviously.
Very tall, very blonde.
So he did a great job, and then the dynamic still between the Han and Chewie characters, but Alden and Jonas was great. I thought, again, it felt like the Han and Chewie relationship, but a younger relationship. They're still the quip. My favorite, we saw it in the trailers. My favorite moment still is when they're sitting at the table. Han leans over, shows him his cards, and Chewie's the whole time. That is just great. It's like giving each other crap the entire time. Yeah. And it's, so if I take that moment and then like from Force Awakens when Han says, "I get out of things," then he roars and he says, "Yes, I do," every time. That is like the epitome of
Han and Chewbacca
of the relationship right there. So that sold it for me. The Darth Maul moment sold it for me. And then Lando, Donald Glover,
your favorite.
What did you think about his performance?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was perfect.
Billy D. Williams was the original character,
right?
Or the original actor. Did you get that? I know you've seen it a couple of times, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Did you get that similar feeling?
No. Honestly, no, not at all. But that's just because I don't remember those movies. So that's my fault, not the movie's fault.
I don't want to go out on a limb here and say this, but I'm going to anyway. I think Donald Glover did a better job of playing Billy D. Williams than Billy D. Williams could at that age. He's just a chameleon. He can just get into a role and do it so well. So I knew I was going to love that character, and him and his relationship with L3 relationship.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's a little weird, but I think it fits the Lando character. He's very charismatic, and he can win over the hearts of anything.
Of robots.
Of robots, apparently, too. But it made for good comedy in awkward situations.
Yeah, and then when she died, it was real sad.
Oh man, he mourned over that robot like nobody's business. It was, but now we know that she lives on in the Millennium Falcon. Did you get that?
Oh yeah, because they're plugging her in.
They plugged her in there, so we know that she's in there. So it's all good.
So he can just fall in love with the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Last thing that I wanted to mention was the fabled Kessel Run that she did in 12 parsecs. Which is where they're going through the clouds.
I don't know any of those words.
So one of the things that Han always talks about is he has the only ship that was able to make the Kessel Run going through that tunnel of clouds with the monster. Remember that?
Yeah. With the thing that was pulling him back.
Yes.
So that's right, because they had to use that special coaxium.
Yeah.
Put it in the fuel line.
Look at you busting out with terms.
And they had to put it in the fuel line, and that Tobias guy did that, and then it almost looked like it didn't work, and then.
Yeah, so
that's what happened.
It was really cool. Finally getting to see that happen and see it actually done.
Oh, so they've talked about that before?
Oh yeah, well that's what. Do you remember Han when he meets Rey? It says, "You have the Millennium Falcon. This is the ship that made the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs," and he goes 12 because he actually made it in 12. You don't remember that?
I don't know what a parsec is.
Nobody really does.
So, no, I don't remember that. But I like that it's proving that he's as good of a pilot as he thinks he is.
Yeah, and to see him not just go through what you thought was maybe a cluster of stuff, but there's jellyfish-looking thing in there, the Maw,
and isn't that when that little thing died?
Yeah.
With his arm?
Yeah. And then there was the black hole-looking thing, the gravity hole is what they called it. So it's really cool to see that. A lot of things that we've been longing to see, we actually got to see in this movie, which makes you wonder. We've already said that we think they're going to do sequels.
They have to.
But
it has to be a trilogy.
They answered a lot of questions. At least now they don't have to worry about answering questions. They can just do a whole new stuff for Solo.
Honestly, this was way better than I gave it credit for.
Best movie of the new ones. Hands down.
Disagree, but that's okay.
Best of the new ones.
I still like Force Awakens better, but this is second best.
We both agree that we just like it a lot.
Absolutely. So let's rate it.
Okay, how many?
Okay.
What are we doing?
You going to do Wookiees?
Okay, Wookiees.
Okay, out of 5 Wookiees, what would you rate it?
I want to give it a 5, but I don't think I can because Infinity War is up there at the 5 level.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give it a 4.5, a half a Wookiee.
A baby Wookiee.
A baby Wookiee, because that's how much I like this movie. And I'm so happy it turned out with all the tumultuous stuff that happened in the production, how good it was. What about you?
That's fair. I'd give it a 4.
4? I can deal with a 4 with you. Since you like Force Awakens still more, I think that's a fair rating.
Because I'd give Force Awakens 4.5. But yeah, give this 4. Let's also mention, I was really impressed with Ron Howard.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what he was able to do.
And how quickly he was able to do this. Very impressed.
The fact that this movie is as good as it was, with him having such little time to make it work, having to reshoot so much of the movie, so good. I love it. Thank you, Ron Howard, forever in your debt. We want to know from you in the comments section what you thought about the movie too. Whether you liked or you didn't. We want to hear all comments and what you rated the movie on a 1 out of 5 Wookiee scales. Half or baby Wookiees count too.
Absolutely.
What else should they do?
If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of fun videos like this. You can also check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
So until we assemble next time,
may the Force be with you.
And we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Never tell me the odds.
No.
I thought that the crime syndicate, there's a phone in the background, which is
Feel free to sign up. We have free approvals ready in your area. Click on free assessment.
I don't want it!